Okay. Should continue talking about the 5 kinds of afflicted views, which are part of the root afflictions that keep us bound in samsara. We talked about the view of the personal identity, and then the view of the 2 extremes, nihilism and eternalism. And then the third afflicted view is wrong views. And so in the sutra, the Buddha spoke a lot about wrong views. If you read the Pali Sutra, there's many, many sutras that speak about wrong views. Because the idea being that if you have wrong views, it's very difficult to gain any kind of realizations, because what you understand conceptually before you meditate influences what you realize non-conceptually when you meditate. Okay? So if you don't have the correct view beforehand, then, realizing that in your meditation isn't going to happen. Okay? And also because if you have lots of wrong views, then it's very easy to get, you go off in all sorts of ethical, disastrous ways, which again make a huge mess in life. So I thought I'd read you a little bit. In one of the first sutras, I think it's in the longer discourses, the Supreme Net Sutra, or it's called the Brahmajala Sutra. By the way, this is not the same Brahmajala Sutra as in the Mahayana canon, because that Brahmajala Sutra talks about the Bodhisattva vows. Okay, so same sutra name, but 2 different contents. Anyway, in the Pali canon, they talk about 62 wrong kind of views. Yeah? Okay, and then the Buddha puts them in various different groups. So I'm just reading you this passage that is condensing the kind of groups that he puts them in. So there's the eternalists who proclaim the eternity of the self and the world. So everything's truly existent, solid, concrete. Yeah. Those who are partly eternalists and partly non-eternalists, who proclaim the partial eternity and the partial non-eternity of the self and the world. Okay, so the half-halfists, Things are kind of somewhat eternal, but in other situations they aren't. Then you have the finitists and the infinitists, who proclaim the finitude or infinitude of the world, again, based on grasping things as truly existent. Okay. The eel wigglers, who resort to evasive statements. So just as it's hard to hold on to an eel, these people, when you try and say, what is it you're really saying, what is it you really believe, then, it's just incomprehensible, it's beyond it, you have to experience it. In this case, it's that and that, some kind of evasive answer. Then the chance originationists, in other words, who proclaim the chance origin of the self and the world. So people who think just, out of nowhere, the world appears, out of nowhere, living beings appear. Okay, those who are speculators about the past, having fixed views about the past. Okay, so all sorts of theories about the past. Maybe like you could go in a time machine and relive the past or something like that.